Okay, this is tutorial 1 recordings. We have 6 tutorial questions for this week. Let's go through them. Question 1. Opportunity cost and production possibility. Lansam is a skilled toy maker who is able to produce both boats and kites. He has 8 hours a day, so that's the resource endowment to produce toys. Following table shows the daily output resulting from the possible combination of his time. So if, for example, like if he spend all his 8 hours to produce boat, he can produce 4 boats. In contrast, if you spend all 8 hours in producing kites, he can produce 25. So what first tasks on the following graph, use the red point to plot Lansam's initial production possibility frontier. So PPF is the combination of maximum outputs given the resource endowments. So first point, we have 5 points here. First point is 4 boats, 0 kites. Second point, 311. Third point, 219. Fourth point, 114, 124. Last point, 025. So that's Lansam's PPF. Imagine Lansam is currently using combination D, so which is 124. 124, that's combination D, producing 1 boat per day. What is his opportunity cost of producing a second boat per day? So currently he's producing at 124, so if he produced 2 boats instead, so he needs to cut down the kites. So which means move from this point to this point. So now at this point he produced 24 boats, kites. At this point is 19. So he needs to cut down the kites production by 5 kites. Now imagine Lansam is currently using combination C, which is this point, producing 2 boats per day. What is his opportunity cost of producing a third boat? So if at this point, if he wants to produce another boat, move from this point to this point, then his kite production will decrease from 19 to 11, so which is 8. As Lansam increases production cost, his opportunity cost of producing 1 more boat, we see that increase. Previously, for the second boat, the opportunity cost is 5. For the third boat is 8, so it increased. Imagine Lansam buys a new boat tools that allows him to produce twice as many boats per hour, but doesn't affect his ability to produce kites. Use the blue point to plot the new PPF on the previous graph. Because he can make more boats per hour, Lansam's opportunity cost of kite is... Okay, let's do that first. Let's draw the new PPF. So now Lansam got a new technology that increased the boat production can produce twice as many boats per hour. So now if Lansam spend all his times in producing producing bolt, he can produce 8 bolts now rather than 4. Then this point, that means this point move to this point. This point, similarly, this point move to 6. This point move to 4. This point move to 2 horizontally, and this point still there. Okay, so that's the new PVF. Because Lansam can now make more bolts per hour, the opportunity cost of producing kite must be more than previous, higher than it was previously. Okay, so that's question 1. Let's move to question 2. Efficiency and the production possibility. Efficiency and the production possibilities model. So imagine Argentina produce corn and computers, 2 products, computer and corn. The following graph shows Argentina's current production possibility frontiers and 6 output combinations. So from A to F. Which point on the graph represents output combinations that are inefficient? So if they are inefficient, that means given the resource endowment that Argentina has, it is not doing as well as it should be. So let's look at point A. So point A, given the resource endowment, producing 12 computers, 10 coins. However, can Argentina do better than this? Yes. For example, move from point A to point C. Given the resource endowment, that's feasible, which is 48 computers, 30 coins. So A, within this PVF, is inefficient. Similarly for D. So it's A and D. Which points on the graph represent output combinations that are efficient in production? So clearly it should be the point on the PVF. So because PVF is the maximum level output combination that could be produced given the resource endowment in technology. So that's F and C. F and C. For B and E, they have high level output. However, unfortunately, they are not affordable given the current resource endowment in the technology. So they are not feasible. So that's B and E. So that's question 2. Question 3. Okay, shifts in production possibility. Imagine Spain produces both agriculture and capital goods. The following diagram shows its current production possibility frontiers for barley and agricultural goods and cars, capital goods. So drag the PVF to show the effect of an agricultural innovation that increased the crop yield of each hectare of land. So now this car, that's barley. So if there's an agricultural productivity growth, so which means that if Spain use all of resource endowment in producing barley, she can produce more than this. For example, from 40 to 60. So now this PVF shift outward in a biased way, biased towards barley. So that's question 3. Question 4. Microeconomics and macroeconomics determine whether each of the following topics is more likely to be studied by microeconomists or macroeconomists. We see that microeconomics, looking at the individual consumers, individual firms in the market, and macroeconomics, looking at the economy as a whole. So that's the difference. The effect of the internet on the pricing of used car is it looks at the second-hand car market. So it's a topic of microeconomics. The government's optimal spending level is government fiscal policy. So we are treating the economy as a whole. So that's macro. Similarly, the optimal overnight rate set by the Reserve Bank of Australia. RBA is the central bank. Central bank control monetary policy. So again, it's macro. So that's question 4. Question 5. Specialization in the production possibility. Imagine Bulgaria produces only digital camera and camcorders. The resources that are used in the production of these two goods are not specialized. That's the same set of resources is equally useful in producing each good. Which means that the resources you can perfectly substitute each other in producing camcorders and digital cameras. The following graph shows two possible production possibility frontiers. So whether one is straight line, the other is bowed out PPF. So which one do you think it is? So now we got to be we got to pay attention to this wording, this sentence. The resources that are used in the production of two goods are not specialized. The same set of resources is equally useful in producing each goods. So it must mean this one. Based on the preceding description, the trade-off Bulgaria faces between producing camcorder and digital camera is best represented by graph 1. Why? Because if suppose let's start from the point where Bulgaria spent all resources in producing camcorder. Then if Bulgaria cut down the production of camcorders by 1, then resources are released, and which can be used to produce digital camera. Then further cut 1 more camcorders. So there are less resources. There are certain resources, some resources released, and this can be used to produce digital camera to the same amount, because these resources are because we are told that the same set of resources is equally useful in producing each goods. So that's straight line. The shape of PPF reflects the fact that as Bulgaria produces more digital camera and fewer camcorder, the opportunity cost of producing each additional digital camera remains constant. It's constant, straight line. That's question 5. Let's go to the last question, 6. Question 6. Comparative advantage. Jack and Sunita are farmers. Each one owns a 4-hectare plot of lands. The following tables shows the amount of barley and rye each farmer can produce per year on a given hectare. Both farmers can choose whether to devote all 4 hectares to producing barley only, or producing rye only, or producing both. Okay, so here is the productivity. So for Jack, he can produce 25 tons of barley per hectare, 5 tons of rye per hectare, and similarly for Sunita. So on the following graph, use the red lines to plot Jack's production possibility frontier and use the blue lines to plot Sunita's PPF. Oh, hang on, let me just hide the answer. Okay, let's work on Jack's PPF first. So if Jack, well, both of them have resource endowment of 4 hectares of lands. So if Jack using these 4 hectare lines to produce barley, only barley, not rye, then he can produce 100. If, in contrast, Jack use all these 4 hectares of land in producing rye, he can produce 20. So let's move this one down. So that's Jack's PPF. Similarly for Sunita, 36 and 9. I know. Oh, okay, sorry. If Sunita use all 4 hectares of land in producing barley, she can produce 4 multiplied by 12. That's 48. Sorry, 48. And all on if all on rye, 4 hectares of land can produce 12. So that's Sunita's PPF. So now let's compare the productivity. So we can see that Jack has absolute advantage in producing barley, in producing both barley and rye, because he has high productivity, has an absolute advantage in the production of barley and also in producing rye. However, let's think in terms of opportunity costs. Jack's opportunity cost of producing 1 ton of rye is, let's look at Jack. So if Jack produces actual 1 ton of rye, how many hectares of land he's gonna need? Because 1 hectare of lands can produce 1 hectare of land can produce 5 tons. So 1 ton he will need 1/5 hectares. Instead of producing rye, he can use this 1/5 hectare of land and producing barley, which he can produce 1/5 multiplied 25. So which is 5 tons of barley. So opportunity cost of producing 1 ton of rye is 5 tons of barley, while Sunita opportunity cost of producing rye is, let's look at Sunita's one. Similar reasoning. If Sunita produce actual 1 ton of rye, she will need 1/3 hectares of land. Instead of producing rye, she can use this 1/3 hectares of land and producing barley, and she can produce 1/3 multiplied by 12, which is 4 tons of barley. So 4 tons of barley. So now, because we say that Jack has a higher opportunity cost of producing rye than Sunita. So we say that Sunita has comparative advantage in the production of rye, and that means Jack has comparative advantage in producing barley. Okay, so let's tutorial 1 practice questions. Thank you for viewing the video.